chosen as one of Entertainment Weekly's 10 rising stars to make waves in 2021 and reps the Rhode Island Writers Colony to the fullest. His debut novel, Black Book, was an instant New York Times bestseller and a Read with Jenna Today show book club pick. He lives in Brooklyn. Please follow him on Instagram and Twitter at Ask Mateo. So let's drop some fairies in the chat, guys, so that we can welcome our special guest author for tonight, author of Black Book.
Got it.
Mateo Askaripour.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
So Mateo, when we spoke, normally what I do before we get into the hot seat, and what are you drinking? Are you drinking water?
Just water. Yeah, just staying hydrated. Come on.
Yes.
Champagne, a little, what is that? Rose?
I think this is a little Moscato. I didn't let you in before, so you could see my white glove service that came and poured out my wine.
Oh, wow.
I really should have brought you in the chat earlier. So,
Okay.
So I'm not even sure what it is exactly I'm drinking because, the butler just came in. Oh my gosh, if Lady Gigi, that's my mom, ever hears me calling her the butler.
Oh, she'll come and she'll beat you in front of us.
Get real Jamaican in here.
Yeah, right now.
So when you and I spoke, we spoke about reading a chapter, because that's what I do when I bring authors on. The first thing I do is I introduce them and then I read a chapter from the book. Now, because we're doing the author chat today, we have to be very careful that we don't give away spoilers, because there are some persons who have not yet read the book but have been interested in reading the book. So they're here to get a vibe or an understanding of what they could possibly be getting into. But I don't know if you want to read the chapter. I know we spoke and you said it's fine if I want to read, if you want to read. But I feel like I want to hear your voice.
Okay.
Speaking to us, reading to us your work. So if you're okay with that,
yeah.
Why don't you grab that beautiful book? And I mean, we'll talk a little bit later about how like dope this cover is. Like, we'll talk some more about that after. Yeah.
So what exactly do you want me to read? Because some of these chapters aren't really short, I can read the author's note.
No, I want you to read. Let me tell you what I was planning.
Yeah, you see how she says, is it okay if you read? She puts me in the hot seat. How can I say no? How can I say no, right? I look real mean.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't at all. You wouldn't at all. You would look totally normal if you were like, actually, I want to hear your Jamaican voice reading the book.
I do, but I'm here for all of you. If you want me to read, if the people in the chat want me to read, I will read.
People in the chat, do you guys want Mateo to read? I know you guys love my beautiful voice, but I know that you guys...
Oh, snap.
Yes, we want Mateo to read. We all want you to read, Mateo. So
let's go.
Initially, I was going to read the first 3 pages of chapter 6. So I was going to read from page 52 to 54 or 55.
Okay.
So I tried to find a chapter that had a little thing going that wasn't going to give away too much,
Yeah. So you said 52 to where?
52 to 54 is okay, or 55. If it's I will say if you do 54 and I'm like, Mateo, you can continue to 55, I'll let you know, but you can go ahead.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna find a natural place to stop it. All right. My alarm went off at 5:30 a.m. I slapped my clock. hopped out of bed, and jumped into the shower. It was Monday, my first day of work, and I couldn't be late. Before leaving the office on Friday, Clyde told me that I had to be in at 7 a.m. sharp. Is it cool if I'm a minute or two late? I asked, hedging the fact that I couldn't control subway delays or Greenpeace workers who just wanted 1 minute of my time. Of course, no problem, he replied. Given how intense the place was, I was relieved they weren't too militant. I walked into the empty kitchen, grabbing a banana and a bowl of cereal. It was only 6 a.m., but I wanted to arrive early and make a good impression. So I scarfed down my Cap'n Crunch like a rabid beast and tossed the empty bowl into the sink. Ma walked in sporting her pink terry cloth robe, tight multicolored head wrap, and white slippers, a finger scratch in the top of her head. You know what I'm talking about when I say that? Like someone comes in and they're just like, I always remember my mom. I'm doing a little like improv right now. I remember my mom. Ma isn't my mother, but my mom had a pink terry cloth robe for like 2 decades, almost 3. She only recently threw it out. So it's definitely something that I could picture. You're like, shut up and keep reading.
No. We love this. Listen, here on the Friday Night Bookish Lime,
Yeah.
We love when authors do this because this is special information that we are getting. So when you stop and you give us insight,
Sure.
As we say in Jamaica, we're there for this, Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Right. Okay.
It makes it special. All right. You're up early, Dara. Ready for your first day of work? You know what, Ma, can't be late. She looked me up and down and shook her head, laughing. What's so funny? She swept her hand in front of me. You look like a Mormon, son. No disrespect to Mormons, even though they're also on some other shit, in terms of whatever. I looked at my white short sleeve button up with 2 pens in the front pocket, black slacks with a black belt, and black leather shoes to match. Shit. But it was you who bought me these clothes last year, I said, panicking. I couldn't go to that office looking like a Mormon. They laughed me out the moment I walked in, probably telling me that I showed up for the wrong sales job, that church would be in session at 11. Go get one of your plaid button-ups, denim jeans, and throw some clean running shoes on, she ordered as she turned the coffee maker on. Ma, I don't think that'd look right. Dara, from what I've read, it's better to dress casually at these startups. If you come in looking stiff, they'll think you're uptight. Trust me. I thought back to my visit on Friday and remembered seeing people rocking everything from holy hoodies and sneakers to starch slacks and sweaters. She was right, so I changed as quickly as I could. Thanks, Ma. I kissed her forehead. Dara? Yeah, Ma? I'm proud of you, son. And I'm happy you finally found something that makes you want more out of life. You have so much to give. And now is the chance to show the world. I know your father would be happy too. Pressure. That's all I felt. Not happiness from making Ma happy. Not a rush of excitement about my first day. What if it didn't work out? What if I wasn't who people thought I was? Who did people even think I was? Thanks, Ma. I'll do my best, I said, running out of the house. 6:15 a.m., 45 minutes to make it. If everything went right, it was doable. I jumped down the stairs, jogged down the street, turned right, and saw Mr. Aziz unlocking his store's roll-up gate. Morning, Darren. Soraya tells me you're starting a new job today, he said as I ran past him. Naam, Mr. Aziz, running late. Go get him. I saw the gargoyles on the corner and figured that even though I was late, I could give them a minute total just to say what up. Jason gave me a quick nod before turning away. No dap? I asked, moving closer. He pulled his hood lower and pushed his hand out. You good? He nodded, but I got closer. Under his hoodie, his face was swollen, red, and glossy, like a cheap Halloween mask. I pulled his hood off, exposing a blown-up eye, puffy cheeks, and a split lip. Yo, Jay, what happened, man? Get the fuck off me, B, he yelled, shoving the shit out of me. I walked toward him, my hands raised. Come on, Batman, it's me, bro. Talk to me. Ain't nothing. Got robbed last night, so out here trying to make it back up from Malcolm. Damn, Jay. I didn't know you were messing with Malcolm, man. Shit's dangerous. He hocked a loogie. You could hear it hitting the concrete. Why you think I'm out here this early? Gotta push this weight. Wait. It used to just be Bud. Yeah, you gotta get out of this shit ASAP. It's only gonna end badly. Whatever. The less you know, the better. And I don't need you out here telling me what to do like you're my daddy. Just because you got a new job don't mean shit. All right, man, but what's your plan? What's my plan? I'm out here trying to be a man and get my mama out the projects, nigga. That's the plan. Now, please get the fuck up out of my face, drawing all this attention so that Jake scooped me up. Jason was my best friend, my brother, and we knew each other better than anyone else. But in that moment, it felt like we were worlds apart. He was the type of person to laugh instead of cry. He pierced tension like a needle. As I stared into his broken face, I knew there was an interior world he was hiding, even from me. And to keep it real, it hurt. We could end there, right? That feels natural, I think. All right.
Wow, that was so good. I'm so glad you read it.
Thanks for pushing me. You believed in me. Thank you.
I'm always here for you. And
That's
the
right.
Fairy Gang, we're always here for you too. Drop
Thank
some fairies, guys. Drop them fairies in the chat if you enjoyed that. I mean, if I hadn't read the book, so I'm trying to be like as unbiased
Sure.
as possible. Like if I hadn't read the book and I heard like just this section of the book, I would be like, yo, this shit is real. Like this just sounds like a real situation. Like it just, a lot of what I loved about the book is that it was just so real. And it's funny, before we get in, every time I say before we get into the hot seat, we get into the hot seat, talking to you and talking about this book has, I realized, thrown me off my usual structured path of
Why is that?
this, because I feel like this book had a lot to say. You clearly had a lot to say in the book, which is what formulated some of the questions that I have for you. But I was talking to someone the other day, and there's the constant debate about fiction and nonfiction, and what people can take seriously. And I was talking to Reggie just the other night about it, and they were talking about it on Black pop culture on their live, that people tend to take nonfiction so much more seriously. And I want to tell them that there are so many things that you can learn from books of fiction. And this satire here, like, I read this like a nonfiction book. I made so many notes. I was like, okay, okay, I'm gonna apply this. Oh yeah, that's for real. Oh yeah, watch your back. Okay. There was just so many life gems to take out of this book. So much to stay with you, that this is actually one of those books that I feel like reading it over, like reading it this year, reading it next year, reading it the year after. It's definitely one of those pieces of literature that you can say, I feel like there's something else to learn from it after you have different experiences in your life. Because even though this book is speaking to Darren and his whole situation, this book can just be dissected in so many ways, in so many different aspects, in every single character, whether it's the protagonist or it's the supporting characters, like just so many things, so many behavioral traits, so many themes, so many character structures that you can literally break down in this book and be like, I can't read this book one time. I have to read this book a few times.
Well, some people don't even finish it, but yes.
well, I enjoyed it. My cousin actually got this book for my birthday, and I was so glad because I had it on my TBR and I was like, I really want this book. And I remember when it just came out, it was like on Book of the Month, and by the time I went on my Book of the Month, it was gone, done, sold out. And I was so demotivated, and I was like, maybe I should wait until the hype, because man, there was a hype. I was like, maybe I should
a little bit,
a whole heap of hype. And for those of you who don't understand our Creole, which is obviously called patois, we're talking about when we say little bit, of course, that's a little bit. And when we say whole heap or whole heap, that's a lot.
A whole heap. Shanz, can I ask you, this question has been on my mind since I saw you hold the book up, and I know that I'm going to be in the hot seat, but how did your cousin get you the book? Like, where did they get it from?
I think my cousin is here on the line right now.
Okay.
Renee?
Because you're in Jamaica right now, right?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, that's what I'm wondering, like, how can people get it more in Jamaica? I was, after meeting someone when I was in the UK last summer, British Jamaican who hails from Trelawney, he really motivated me to insert myself more in the mix of what was happening in Jamaica and the literary scene. And I've only been able to do it a little bit, but I spoke with people from the University of the West Indies. And that was because he had motivated me. So I reached out to them. They said, yes, we coordinated it and we made it happen. And it was so beautiful. But I would love to know. Okay. So
that's so interesting. So she got it on Amazon, and how we ship things here to Jamaica from like Amazon or Book Depository or book or anything that needs to come in here. You can send things by the post, but what's that song again? Wishing and praying and hoping. That's how it is here.
Well, sometimes you use someone though, right? You'll use someone that's coming over.
So you ask someone to bring it, or now you have a lot of what we call shipping companies, and what they do is they give you an address and you have the thing shipped to that American address.
Yeah.
You have like an ID number, so it goes into your pile.
Put it in a barrel.
Definitely not the barrel, and the barrel takes so long to come. So people only use the barrel if what you know about barrels.
My mom told me about the days when they would have barrels and they would open them up and there was all this British government cheese and all these things. And yeah, come on.
Yeah, so people only use the barrel if they're sending a lot of things. So, if you have what we call barrel children in Jamaica, so if you have people who, like, the parent lives overseas, whether it's the UK, whether it's the US, wherever, what they'll do is they'll buy a ton of stuff. So they'll buy like rice and soap and special kind of like holy mac and cheese and just a bag of things and clothes and shoes and they'll pack that barrel and then they'll ship it. So the barrel is shipped, which is why the barrel takes time and it's expensive to clear. And if you're just having, you're ordering a few books or you're ordering on Shein, for the people who like order on those things, I don't know about those things because I don't even order on those things, I don't even order on Fashion Nova or or those places. But if you're ordering those things,
look at you. You said I have natural drip. I got the natural clothing.
But I do order from all those places.
Shanz, I know I'm going to be in the hot seat, but let me ask one other question.
I know that you're avoiding the hot seat. You're like,
I'm not. I'm really curious. Do you eat like that really orange, sort of light orange cheese over there that used to come in the metal tins? You know
it? Cheese.
Yes. Yeah, it's the high sodium. It's mad high sodium. It's like the government cheese, but it's delicious within the bun and cheese. It's so good.
Yes, right.
And the bun that you get from the wrapper, where that bun is also very unhealthy, but
yes.
It looks like a little hamburger when you put I'll always eat that. It's delicious.
Yes.
It's a tasty cheese. That's too high sodium.
You know what is unfortunate? I was gonna make your hot seat questions way more Jamaican, but I was like, I really shouldn't do that to Mateo because I don't want him to feel like, if he doesn't know how to answer the stuff, I don't want him to feel like he's any less of a Jamaican than, So I was like, but look at you asking all the Jamaican questions.
What you think, puppy show? Hold up, show up, come on.
Puppy show. When was the last time you came here?
I only remembered the other day. I thought it was 2012, but it was 2015. And when it was 2015, oh my God, it's crazy how and why I went in 2015. So the company where I got some of my experiences from that are a watered down version of some of what's in here. I'm not writing about the place I worked in, but that's where some of my experience came.
Right, because you were in sales, right?
I was in sales, right? The at a startup. The CEO had said, if you all hit your number for a year, I'll bring you to Jamaica next year. And we did for a year straight. So then come 2015, we went in the grill. And I had worked with a guy whose family has a resort there. He's Jamaican, but he's not Black Jamaican. He's
living in New York.
This guy, I don't know where he is now.
Is his name Max?
No.
Okay.
But he's not Black. And his parents have some property over there, and we went over there. And it was a very different time than what it's like when I would go there. Right. Well, it was pre-COVID, but I mean a different time in terms of the vibes and the energy. It was a lot more tourist party energy.
Right. That's the grill.
But I've also never really partied in Jamaica. For me, going to Jamaica was always family time. And I know that you're probably going to ask questions, but my people come from St. Ann, right? A place called Clarksonville, small place in it called K Valley, not too far from like Brownstown, Spalding, that type of area where is real country. So we would go over there growing up. And my grandfather had a house on a hill, and we would just hang out on the veranda with the gasoline like lamps, you know, with the wick. The lights would go out. And my whole family, because there's many people, my mother's maiden name is Case. There's many Cases in that area.
I know quite a few.
Really? That might be my family.
Yeah.
So they would all come up, and then my older cousins would tell these very scary duppy stories. So that's the type of Jamaica that I experienced, you know, and every once in a while we would do part of it in the countryside where too much wasn't going on. And then maybe a week or a few days in like a resort or something just to get those two worlds. But so that's why in 2015, the last time I was there, is very different vibes, you know?
Oh, I love that. I love that a lot. With regards to getting your book here, you and I can have a talk, because I will talk more often. I don't want to release any information before it is confirmed, but we can talk about getting your book in some places that it needs to be here. So
Shanz, look at you right now. You look like you got some plans going on. You look like the type of person that shakes and moves the world with a little wiggle of her pinky.
I try, and I'm 4'9", so
tall enough.
So your shirt, Talawa, for those of you who aren't Jamaican, Talawa means that you are powerful. You're, you know, so I am what they say, little but shit Talawa, meaning I'm small, but I am a powerhouse. So yeah, we can talk some more about that. Your St. Anne experience though, my little princess here, Princess Renee, she's actually, Renee, you're from St. Anne, right? I think that's where she's from.
Okay, where at?
Yeah, but St. Anne, I can't believe that's so cool. You do know though that you are overdue.
Oh, I know.
Just check.
I know, yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to get to Calabash. Even if I wouldn't be in it, I would want to go check it out.
Yes. Nakita and I talk about that all the time. But you know that whenever you are coming, you know what you need to do.
Or I need to go get the government bun and cheese.
No,
I'm joking. I need to hit you up.
You need thank you very much. Okay, good. Then we can go and get you the government bun and cheese. Anyway, they cannot avoid the hot seat any longer. Okay, I see what you've been. I see what you've been trying to do. You're like, oh, one more question.
Oh, we ran out of time. I gotta go, but thank you.
One question. It's not too hot. I really watered it down. Like it's not Scotch bonnet pepper hot.
Why not? Why are you treating me delicately or something? What's going on here?
All right. I'm going to bring out the question.
I love Scotch bonnet. I love Scotch bonnet.
Hold on, give me 1 minute. So Renee, can you put the 3 minutes on the clock and let me tell.
How's this work? Can you tell me, how does this work?
That's what I'm saying. So let me tell Mateo how this works. You have just entered the hot seat.
Whoa.
how the hot seat works. You have 3 minutes to answer as many questions as possible. These questions are very random questions.
Okay.
You are able, Matthew, I just saw what you typed in the chat. Damien. You have 3 minutes to answer as many questions as possible, and you can pass a question if it's too hot for you. You don't have to answer. But the aim is, it's so easy. The aim is to answer as many questions as you can.
Yeah, that's my aim. What's the aim for you? I feel like it's to get my social security number and my blood type.
I mean, we do want to know what your blood type is. I mean,
it's nothing special. It's A positive, but yeah.
Wow, I'm AB.
Does that mean that we can give each other blood?
I think so.
Nah, I don't think so, but it's okay.
I don't think so. But it does mean that we should not be eating a lot of meat.
I'm a vegetarian.
I know. I just threw that in there because I know.
Whoa.
I know everything about you, Mateo.
Okay.
All right. So, do we have the time on the clock? Renee
said yes, we can go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, you have a real producer and everything here. Whoa.
I do. Yes, I have a team. I have a production team. Wow. I thank you. All right. So has it started? Let me know when you are. Ready? Let's go. What is your favorite color?
Time, like THYME. It just became my favorite color. It used to be like beige. Yeah.
Is that okay?
It's sort of like a teal,
like a teal. Contest that.
Like sage.
Okay. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
What is your favorite literary genre?
It's hard for me to describe. I just adult fiction, not contemporary, just this. It's hard to say. Adult fiction.
Okay, who is your love interest? Do you have one?
What do you mean? Who's my love interest?
Do you have a love interest?
Like a real life person or a celebrity or something?
Anything.
I love my mother.
You said I was to bring the heat.
I'm answering. I love my mother.
That's nice. Is your mom on here tonight?
She is, yeah.
Okay. Big up Mateo's mom, guys. Throw some fairies in there for Mrs. Askaripour. Yeah. Name one teacher you feel you have finally proven wrong or you wish never to see again.
Oh my God. Miss Poulos, she was my health teacher. And I didn't stand up for the pledge like once or twice. And then she kicked me out of class. And the day she kicked me out, I went home and I did research and found out it was unconstitutional. So I was waiting the next day for her to kick me out so I could sue the school. But she must have spoken to other teachers because she didn't ask me to leave when I sat down again. Miss Poulos, I didn't like her at all. There was a lot of teachers. Most of the teachers I didn't like. Yeah.
Okay, we'll definitely.
Look at you. Yeah, this is like therapy. Trauma's coming out. I hate them.
And how does that make you feel?
Right.
Where is your dream vacation?
That's very hard. I don't know if I could answer that. Dream vacation.
And you do have the option to pass, remember?
Yeah, it's just I don't know what's a dream. It depends on time and place and who I'm with. Pass. We got 1 minute.
All right. What is your favorite vegetarian dish?
I think a burrito.
Burrito, okay.
Probably.
I happen to love Mexican too. Bone Tequila or Beanie Man?
Beanie Man. I feel like it's a little typical, but I just know more. Beanie Man, yeah.
Lady Saw or Tanya Stevens?
See, I don't know those. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Sean Paul or Shaggy?
This is a trick question. But I'm gonna be honest. I like Sean Paul.
Okay. Aki or Kalalu?
Aki. What? Both. But Aki. If I had to pick one, Aki.
Okay. If you could only listen to one Jamaican song for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Driver. Maybe that. I don't know.
Okay, so Driver by Buju. Okay.
Maybe I don't know. Could you be loved?
Okay, that was my next question. Bob Marley or Peter Tosh?
What? Bob Marley.
Time's up.
Okay. No, I have one more question. I'm gonna ask it. Warm milk or cold milk?
No milk.
Where's
I don't drink
Angie?
milk.
Where's Angie right now?
Do I look like a cow? I don't drink
Angie's
milk.
like, yes. So you don't drink milk with your cereal at all because of
I don't eat cereal, but nah. But if I have a matcha latte, I'll have oat milk. Yeah, you're like, this is some bougie, like Brooklyn.
Oh no, because I can't process regular milk.
Okay.
So I drink oat milk or almond milk.
Okay.
So that's totally fine. It's just that we have a running I want to say debate here.
Okay.
So I posted a reel recently because I'm always asking if people drink warm milk or cold milk, because when I drink cereal, I warm my milk and then I pour the cereal in.
Are you eating soup? Is it a cereal soup? What is this? What is this? Warm milk? What's going on here? Are you gonna boil it? What's going on?
I was really counting on you, Mateo.
I know. I'm sorry. Shanz, are you married?
I'm engaged.
I didn't know that. Congrats. Wow.
Yes,
I see you shaking this rock right here. I'm like, what is that? Whoa.
Yes, I'm getting married in June.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mateo. Thank you so much.
Time to put you in the hot seat.
Okay. Why not? Put me in the hot seat.
Where did you meet?
Well, we actually met in prep school.
Okay.
So we met when we were 9 years old, and he loves to tell the story that I was his. Like, my cousin is probably going to come on here and be like, everybody has heard this story. So my fiance tells everybody I was his prep school sweetheart, and wow. And he had a birthday party. This was in grade 6. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with the school system, but you go to prep school or primary school, and then you transition, you matriculate to high school. So in grade 6, that's the last grade before you go to first form in high school. Okay. He had a birthday party, and there was another guy that loved me off, and he made sure not to invite the guy to the party. He loves to tell this part. Yeah. And then he invited me to the party, and they played Spin the Bottle, and it never ever went on me. So he never got to kiss me. And then he cut the cake with me, and then he was like, oh, Shanika, I want to show you something. And he took me into this closet, and then he gave me a kiss, and then he ran off. And
I was gonna ask, why did he need to spin the bottle? But look, he did his thing.
And he loves to tell people that I left him. I graduated to go to Campion College, and we did common entrance, and he passed for JC. So we went to 2 totally different schools. Anyways, fast forward to 2 years ago, my cousin Renee, who is on here, same one who got me this book, she was getting married. Oh dear, I just knocked something out.
Damn, you just threw my book. Oh
no, it wasn't the book. It was the calculator that was on the counter. So fast forward to 3 years ago, she was getting married. I decided to surprise her and do a duet, because I'm also an international recording artist.
Wow.
We'll talk a little bit more about Yeah, I'm verified on Spotify and Instagram.
What's the name on Spotify?
Shanique Marie.
Woo.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, actually recently had a song that's I don't know if you know of this new series called Single Drunk Female. It's showing now on Freeform. It just came out this year, and they chose one of my songs to be in the series. So.
Whoa, hold up. Yo, you got 27,000 monthly listeners. You're real. Whoa. I know who I'm listening to after this. You're a real celebrity. Let's go.
So I decided to surprise her with a duet. And there goes my admin sending you the link to my
Coconut Jelly Man. I love jelly. Jelly Man.
So yeah, that's the song that I got discovered. They started to play on BBC UK. But anyways, I sang at her wedding, and it turns out that the friend that I did the surprise duet with was training with my fiance. Happened to tell him, because he's a land surveyor and a personal trainer.
Yeah.
So he happened to tell him that he was singing with me. And then he was like, oh my gosh, like I used to love her off. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna let him train me. And then I approached him to train me, and he was like, I can't train you because I like you. And then we started to date, and then he's like, I'm gonna train you. And then fast forward to last year, August, he was like, will you be my wife? And I was like, hell yeah.
Hold on. So he became your boyfriend, or he just was your trainer then fiance?
No, he became my boyfriend, and then he decided to train me. He doesn't train persons that he's interested in.
Got
so
it.
He
That's a good
can't
rule.
train me.
That's a good rule.
Then we got together, and he was like, I'm a train. I'm gonna whip you into shape, girl. Yeah.
And here we are.
And here we are. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
So since we're like just casually speaking, have you met any celebrities that like you thought you would never meet? Because quite a number of people are reading Black Book. Like, we ain't taking this book very lightly. Mark, you guys, it's not a light book in general. It's quite heavy, but figuratively speaking.
It's a weapon.
Talk to me, Mateo.
Celebrities who read it that I didn't think would. No, I'm not surprised really if anyone, let me think. If someone like Trump was like, oh my God, I read a book called Black Book that was incredible, I'd be like, what's his angle? What's he doing now?
Yeah, like
yeah, I'm not quite sure, to be honest. The celebrities.
All right, well, who's your favorite celebrity that you've met so far?
I'd probably say Jay Ellis from he plays Lawrence on Insecure.
Oh my gosh, he could totally play.
Well, Jay and I, we've hung out like a few times, and he's become sort of a big brother to me in Hollywood. I don't know if that's a fit for him to play Darren, but we're eventually gonna do some work. Yeah, I
could see him though. And that's another question I'm gonna ask you. Like, if you could cast your book.
Yeah, I can.
I would love to know who you can. We okay? Right?
I'm saying I can and I will. But yeah.
And we want to hear. That's what I'm saying. Can we hear who you would?
For Darren, I'm really thinking this young brother named Kelvin Harrison Jr.
I don't know who that is.
He's been in a movie called Luce, Luce. He's been in a movie called Waves. He's in a movie that just came out called Cyrano, Cyrano. He's been in Godfather of Harlem. He's been in so many different things. He could potentially play. Also, Stephen James, who was in If Beale Street Could Talk. He was also in an Amazon show called Homecoming. I think that he could play Darren. For someone like,
who would you cast for
mom?
For Darren's mom.
I don't know. There's a lot of different people.
There's so many people that you, for sure.
Regina Hall could play her. Even Viola Davis could definitely.
For sure.
To be honest, and I'm gonna say something that probably sounds weird. I think that Ma would be too small of a role for Viola Davis.
Because
it'd be too small for her. She's a main actor.
Yeah.
She's not like just the Ma. You know what I'm saying? I would need to write a whole book where she is playing.
You'd have to do a whole perspective.
It's a waste of talent. It's a waste of talent, in my opinion. There's a few different people. For Soraya, there's some women whose names I've written down, but I can't recall. They're of Arab descent in some form. I think that, then I have other people who are like,
I'm gonna say what I say every week.
Yeah.
But they're casting, is it Zendaya or Zendaya? They're casting her for every role under the sun.
Yeah, she's not Soraya. Put
But
disrespect to her. No, she's not Soraya. But I have some friends who are like, bro, I get it that you made Soraya Yemeni, but we want a black actor to play Soraya. And I'm like, I'm not against that.
But that's not her.
I get it. But I'm also, sometimes they put different people in different roles. I mean, the book, it's an adaptation, and I'm playing a role in whatever adaptation could be happening, but I'm not running it, So
Right.
It's important for me to remember that it's not the book, it's an adaptation of the book that could potentially be happening.
So it could be that the role could be translated to, whatever. Yeah.
But also it made sense that she's Yemeni, because for those who don't know, in Brooklyn, many of these corner stores or bodegas, right?
Exactly.
They're Yemeni people who are working there. So in Darren's neighborhood, which I lived in myself when I was on the come up in the startup world, there's a Yemeni owner of a bodega, and I'm picturing Darren meeting this little girl at this point when he met her, right, when she was younger, like you and your fiance, and yeah, so that's why it's just it makes sense in that regard. But I'm open to a lot of different things that tells a good story, even if it's not the exact story that I told. It took me a long time to get there, but that's where I'm at.
I'm hoping though that that it is kept as close as possible to how we're seeing it in the book, because I feel like it creates this dimension when you have, because that's what New York is, it's the different cultures, and I feel like having, different ethnicities coming out in the book as you have it. Oh wow, Mr. Aziz is named after your pops?
Yeah, I named it, even though I'm not Yemeni. Yeah, I named Mr. Aziz after my dad. I see a woman, Sahar. I think Sahar, we have interacted via Instagram. Nice to meet you. What's funny, I don't want to go down this route because it's somewhat bad vibes, but the name Soraya, right? In my experience, and Sahar, you can confirm or not, is a Persian, an Iranian name, right? Even though Soraya in the book is Yemeni, I said maybe her mom liked the way that it sounded, so she named her Soraya. That was me still paying some tribute to where my pops is from. But I had someone who I used to know, and we're no longer friends. She was not a fan of the book, I'll say, right? And she was like, plus Soraya isn't even Persian. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It was just so weird. So Sahar has confirmed it. I already knew it. So that's where the name came from.
Okay. I want to know, so wait, before I ask the next question, who would you cast for Wally Cat? Wally Cat, maybe
Delroy Lindo, that actor. Look him up if you don't know. He was in Defy Bloods. He's been in a lot of different stuff. Or an actor named like Frankie Faison. I had to look him up. I really get the vibes from this guy. Thanks for coming, Kania. And thanks for buying. And yeah, so maybe one of those two. I was also thinking Samuel L. Jackson, but again, too small. It's too small for Samuel L.
Yes,
or Mr. Rawlings, too small for Samuel L. So yeah.
Okay. I need to tailor our questions because we are not going to be here all night, and I want to eventually travel to France to talk a little bit about that. I want to see what more you've learned outside of Je m'appelle and we. So a major question that I wanted to ask, and since you've mentioned that even though Mr. Aziz is not based on your father, even though you've named him after your father as a tribute, and we love that. Big up Pops wherever he is.
Yeah. He's alive. Yeah.
Thank God.
Look at you. Yeah, there's people who have hit me up that say so many things about the book, and people have called me Darren. I've had a couple of people call me Black Buck, like white people, and I had to pause them. Like, what are you talking about? But yeah, my pops is alive and well.
I've been in that situation where I'm like, yo, how's your dad? Tell him hi for me, long to see him. And the person
I'll tell him at the end of my life. Yeah,
the person was like, he died last year, and I was like,
Good. I saw you catch yourself. You said big up to dad wherever.
Yeah, I was like, big up to Pop, wherever he is, heaven or earth.
You all peeped that? You all saw Shanz?
So I wanted to know, are there any characters from the book that are or were created from persons in your actual life?
Yes. Yes. There's some that I can't say. I wouldn't say for legal reasons, but Soraya is based off of a real ex-girlfriend. And I can say that comfortably because even though we don't speak, everything, that was my person and I was her person. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was writing Black Buck, I would read the chapter to her. I would read a new chapter to her every time after I wrote it. So Soraya, I could say, yeah, she's based off of someone real. And then, whoa. And then, but yeah.
So sorry, that was just so sweet.
Oh, damn. I thought that you were fake crying.
Yes.
Oh, oh, because you just convinced me that that was real. Whoa.
Yeah, so you can definitely consider me for any upcoming.
For real, that was
because
incredible because I thought you were fake crying, but then it became real to me, and then
I was like, no, I'm here.
She can act, she can sing, she can do everything.
And she can dance. Whoa, life, Ray. Okay, sorry. Back to what you were saying about the character.
Yeah. So yeah, but then there's the characters who are the idea of someone who many of us know, like Clyde, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know a bunch of people who are like Clyde, but then I also know that many people know someone who's a Clyde, you know? So there's Clyde, there's someone like Frodo. Do I know anyone in real life that's like Frodo? Sort of. Frodo, if there's any character that's like comedic relief, that's him. But he's also a real person. He's the average white man, you know, that gets so many opportunities where someone else that looks like us has a much harder time, even if they're more skilled. That's what. But Frodo isn't a bad person, in my opinion.
I love that you showed that. I love that you brought that out in him as a character.
Yeah.
Like I love what I loved about the book is that I felt like there was objectivity in what you were presenting. So it wasn't like, yo, white people are bad. Black people are great. Like I love that you showed Black people can be bad. Black people can lose their way and find their way back. White people can be bad. White people can be good. Because people are people. You know, I love that you did that, which is why I say constantly, I say over and over, like this book reads like a non-fiction book. Like you are reading it and you're like, yo, this is life.
It's also easy at times, Shanz, because there's so much going on, that for people to wonder, where is this guy coming from? What does he actually think about these things? There's people who talk about how, and I've seen just like a couple reviews. I don't really read reviews or anything anymore. But there are people who say, you know, and I hesitate to speak in third person, right? But Mateo will bring up a book and touch on certain aspects of capitalism without directly addressing them. That wasn't my intention. My intention was to tell a story that features aspects of so many things, capitalism included, but then it's you who has to make the decision about what you think is good, what you think is wrong. I'm not here to answer all the questions or to let you know how I feel about everything. Oftentimes it was me just presenting questions. What does it mean to chase success? How does someone define success? What does it mean in the instance of Darren to chase success that was pushed onto him rather than he decided? Right? So it's very easy for people to say, I liked certain aspects of the book, but I wasn't really sure where the author was coming from. You don't need to know where I was coming from. Where are you coming from?
Exactly. It's not about you. Hold on,
oh, you got sound effects too? Jeez. Jeez.
Lord. Yeah, Yeah, no, and you know what I love about you, and what we're learning so much more about you is that you're unapologetically Mateo.
Mm.
And that's so important because as a creator, and I tell people this all the time too, as a musician, when you put out a body of work, whether it's music, whether it's literature, whether it's, whatever it is, whether it's art, well, everything is art, but whether it's actual a painting, or when you put out
Yeah.
a body of work, it is something most vulnerable. You are now giving a part of yourself to the world. You're saying to the universe, I have opened my soul gate for you to share that space that I have created from the depths of my thoughts, from the depths of my soul. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And so sometimes it is very difficult to be able to take criticism and to not implode, because here you are giving a piece of you, and maybe there's someone who's like, yo, me not like that.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that you were just like, this is not my job as the writer of this book. I am not here to explain that to you.
Yeah,
Where
but
I'm
to
coming
also
from.
keep it real, Shanz, I mean, there have definitely been times where I've read things and thought about them at night before I go to sleep.
Naturally,
Yeah.
but the aim is not to be consumed, because we're human,
Yes.
and it is so natural. Like, of course you're going to be like, when I released my debut album last year, it's called Gigi's House, and
Mhm.
it's named after my mom,
Yeah.
who I mentioned her earlier, Lady
Oh, I
Gigi.
see it. Give thanks. Give thanks. Married man. Oh, I can't wait to listen.
Well, you
Drugging.
are like,
Whoa, what's going on
hold
over
on,
here? Drugging.
hold on, Nakita and Renee. We need Mateo on the admin team, because here he is like researching the stuff, right? As I'm saying there. What's going on here? Mateo, do you need a part-time job?
Oh, I mean, not yet. I mean, keep buying black bucks so I don't. But yeah.
Yeah. And there was like a guy that I know who's a musician, and he was like, I feel like your album, like, I don't remember what he said, but it was something that how it came off was so hurtful. Like, he was like, basically, yo, I wasn't feeling it. And I sat down there and I literally, like, I said, thank you so much. Like, I appreciate that. I don't expect everybody to love the album, but
Sure.
it did hurt. And then for a few minutes, and then I had to remind myself, like, hello, there are people that love the album. So we're focusing on the people that love the album, because those are your people and that's your tribe. And so I wonder too, when you're writing, Mateo, are you writing for a niche market? Are you writing with a specific audience in mind? Or are you writing just what comes from within and just getting it out and saying, this is me and this is what I'm producing for the world?
Yeah, it's more so the latter. I'm never going to change what I create to satisfy someone else's needs or desires. But with Black Buck, I definitely had Black people in mind that I was writing to, and even more specifically, Black folk who have been in these types of scenarios, right? Who have been the only one or one of the few in a workplace, on a sports team, like me. Literally, when I was playing soccer growing up, I was the only Black kid on the team. I got photos. Yo, it was crazy. Or even
here in Jamaica, we would not even call you Black.
Sure, of course not. You'd be like, who is this, like, light skin, like, mixed guy or something like that. But yeah, so that's who I was writing to.
We feel that. Who is your favorite character?
I don't have one favorite. Browning, or as some people in the UK, Lighty.
Yeah, definitely Browning, and she can say that because she's in the same boat as you, hence her handle Browning with a book.
Yeah, I've
So,
seen Nikita.
yeah.
I've seen Nikita on IG. What up, Nikita?
Yeah. So, Browning for sure. So we would call it the good body good body Mateo, the good body Browning.
The good body or good buddy?
Good, the good, the good body, BODY. Because if we said good body, you know that in America you say hey buddy,
Yeah.
but you know that in Jamaica that word is a colloquial representation of the private part of a male.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah, so
Wow. Really?
yeah, so I would ask production to play a Vibes Cartel song called Tech.
Nikita wrote Mateo, mind how you use
But I don't think it's appropriate to play that song at this time. So I'll send you the song when we get I'll send you the song because you know what, I am here to help you, to assist you with
Thank you.
any Jamaican things that you are unclear
Thank
of.
you.
And
You're saving me. I don't want to go over there and say I was hanging with my good buddy. And then people be like, what? What was it? What was it?
No, first of all, yes, Nakita, my fiance would be like, yo, Lego that, Lego. Yo, Lego that, Lego. Yeah, so that's something you definitely don't want to come to Jamaica and say.
Sure.
You don't want to say, hey, buddy, or that's my buddy.
Yeah, no, thanks. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
You saved me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. As Angie said, we have to change the rating of this show. Yeah, because I'm really tempted to have Nakita play that song for me.
Well, you call this your buddy read, as Nikita says. You call this a buddy read.
Yes, but let us not do that to Mateo, because if Mateo comes to Jamaica and says, yo, I'm waiting on my buddy.
But I don't say that word. I actually really dislike that word.
So what would you say? You're waiting on your friend?
It depends on who I'm talking to. I typically say I'm waiting for a friend.
Yeah. That's so nice. That's so sophisticated. That's what, that's how it should be.
It depends. Waiting on my man, like waiting on...
No,
that might sound weird too, but over here in New York, yo, that's my man.
Yeah, my man, what's up?
That's my man. Yo, that's my bro. Like, yo, that's my guy. That's my boy. Or my boy. Don't worry. I know how that goes in Jamaica. Trust.
Yeah.
That's why I even hesitate to talk about Buju, because I know what time he was on. I know what time he was on.
Yeah. Boom. Yeah. Well, you know what? To be honest, if you came to Jamaica with your accent and was like, yo, I'm waiting on my boy, it would be okay, because Jamaica is little America.
Sure.
And we adapt and adopt. So we adapt to and adopt everything that the US does. So you even have persons in parts of like Montego Bay, Trelawney. Actually, in Kingston too, you have people who work at what we call the call center. So
I know the call centers.
The BPO, right, where you call Microsoft and you get this foreign accent person who is like, hi, good afternoon. Thank you for calling Microsoft. How can I assist you today? Yeah. Yes, my name is Shanique and I can assist you. Please, may I have your account number?
Did you do this? Have you done this?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just a character of my own, right? But yeah, they think so. Jamaicans, a lot of Jamaicans, depending on how they are raised and social upbringing, a lot of them think that the way to speak, as we say, properly, or to speak standard English is to what we call twang. And twang or twanging means putting on an accent.
Oh, I've heard my family do the Queen's English all of a sudden.
You mean they're talking British?
No, not British, but all of a sudden, like the quote unquote standard proper, like.
Right. Well, a lot of Jamaicans think that to speak properly.
Oh, I get it.
So you'll come to Jamaica and you'll be talking to a Jamaican who's like, yeah, like I totally love that. And I would totally do that. I can help you. Like, so they'll hear you have an accent and they'll be like, I can help you. Like, is there anything else that you need today? Thank you, sir. And then the minute you step out the door, they're like, me don't know where that idiot boy they come from, but I'm asked me for what, right?
I said, give me some bun and cheese, chop.
Guys, lift me off the ground. I am flat. At this point, I'm going to open the chat to anybody who has any questions, because we've been on this line with Mateo, and I just realized I didn't even give you a time frame.
We're good.
Do you guys have any questions for Mateo? Yeah, we have to go package some bun and cheese and then we're gonna start out what you call what are the packages off to what are the packages called again? Care package?
Yeah.
All right, so the fairy gang is gonna send you a care package, Mateo. So
Thanks,
Renee, make a note of that, please, so that I can have that organized. We're gonna send you a care package.
Thank you.
With some bun and cheese, some banana chips.
You're not gonna send me a t-shirt that says buddy on it, are you?
I'm actually gonna send you a t-shirt that says Dirty Shirt.
Okay. Thank you.
That's from my brand. So
you got a brand too? Jeez. Do it all. What can't you do? Okay.
Mateo, you're too much. I can't with you. You have like soul in my head. Come on, guys. Do you have questions for Mateo? Or have I chatted out all the questions? For anybody who is just joining us, welcome. Just a reminder that you must keep your camera off and your mic off. And if you have any questions, you can, there's admin with the merch link. Yo, my team is on a popping. Yo, my team is, what's that, bar none?
Sure, yes.
My team. Yeah, so what books have you been enjoying lately? Hi,
Nerlisa. What books have I been enjoying lately?
Yes, we want to know. That's what we were talking about when we had you waiting in the waiting. What we've been reading.
Hard to say. I don't really know if I've read anything that's like really taken me. I think the last book that really wowed me was called Everything Abridged. It's a collection of short stories, very satirical short stories, but more so like pure satire. You know, Black Buck, there are satirical elements, but it's not pure satire all the time. This book, Everything Abridged, comes out in April. It blew my mind. The risks that, he's Jamaican too, actually. Jamaican American, the author, Dennard Dale. That's why I read it. They asked me for a blurb. And this was towards the end of the year, and I was like, I'm not doing any more blurbs. But I saw he was Jamaican, so I said, let me take
Might know the name of the book?
Everything Abridged. Now you want to take a note down, huh? I see you. I see you. Yeah.
Everything Abridged, because we like to support, you know?
That's why I read it, and I gave him a blurb. But the book was one of the best collections that I've read in a long time. Everything Abridged. So yeah, that book. I read Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter by 50 Cent. And I typically don't read these like self-help books, you know, even though Black Buck is sort of written as like a sales manual, but I enjoyed it. I liked about 80% of it. I thought that
I've been thinking of getting it because I just love 50's energy. Like, I think he keeps it 50. And so I don't generally read self-help books either, but it's something I've been thinking about. Like, when I heard he came up with the book, I was like, 50 is my guy, even though he was struggling in that performance upside down at the man, we were reading, go short, nothing was coming out. I was like, take him down. Please. Meanwhile, Mary J. Blige was like,
Yeah. You were Snoop Dogg.
Yes, exactly. All right, let's go back to the questions. Oh, before I ask another question, we all want to know what hair products you use in your hair.
What? I don't see that in the chat. I don't use any hair products. People ask me that all the time. It's water, and then I wash it with the same thing I wash my body with, called Dr. Bronner's, which is actually
Yes.
a very harsh.
I
It's a
buy
harsh,
that in New York all the time.
but it's like sort of harsh, like castor
Yeah.
oil. But that's what I
Yeah.
use. So I'm hoping that because I've been using it for so many years, my hair doesn't fall out when I'm older. But that's what I use.
Okay. Well, we think you. Right now, we can only see like the forehead, and you looked pretty good when we couldn't see the hair. Like, come back forward, Mateo. Come back. Yeah. No, just keep your head up straight and come back forward. Right. And right there, we can't see any hair. So that's basically how you're going to look if your hair falls out. And you look good.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Back to the questions in the chat. Okay. So you said what books you've been enjoying. What's been your favorite part of having your book blow up?
Having it really genuinely impact people in a positive way. You know, the book came out January 5th, 2021, and 3 weeks into that, I received a message from a young man who, and I talk about this every once in a while because it's true what happened. He sent me quite a long email, and he said, I'm paraphrasing. He said, you know, I'm a young man, a young brother who hasn't felt like something for most of his life, but reading your book has finally made me feel like someone. And I just cried. Like, yeah, I just broke down and cried, because that's what I dreamed about. Being a New York Times bestseller, cool. You know, having celebrities read my book and hop in my DMs, cool. You know, other opportunities that come my way, cool. But that is when I felt that the book was a success. So having people read it and then say, I feel seen because I've been in these experiences myself, nothing will ever take that away from me. So any reviews, right? Tomorrow, there could be 1,000 bad reviews about the book. And, you know, I have all of those other people that have written to me and felt seen, felt empowered, felt touched, you know? So that has been the greatest part of this journey. Yeah.
Sorry, I was about to break out into the greatest love of all, but I'm not going to do it. I was about to break out, but no. All right. Somebody in the chat, I won't say who, wants to know what is in that bottle behind Mateo's head. Is that rum?
This is whiskey, and I don't drink. So I used to, but I
That's funny.
stopped.
My fiance loves whiskey.
Really? This is that was given to me back when I did work in sales in 2015, because I did a guy a favor. I spoke at some meeting that he was having, and then he gave me that. And I keep it here. It's the only alcohol I have in my apartment. So if anyone comes through and they drink whiskey, I can give them something. Otherwise, it's water, seltzer, tea, or orange juice. Or wait here.
Can we get the Jeopardy music?
What's this? What's that? What's that?
Brandy?
No, what's that? It's not the bottle. Come on, you know it's not. You know it's not brandy.
It's sorrel.
Yes, no rum that my mom gives.
You
no
have
rum.
Sorrel?
Yeah.
In your house?
What are you talking about?
Okay,
You think I'm some American?
Wait. Who made that sorrel for you? Was it Mommy Askaripour?
Yeah. Who else?
Yo, is Mommy Askaripour willing to bring her voice on? I would love to hear her say hello.
We've never done this. We have a rule where she actually lays in the cut whenever she comes through. So.
Okay, fine. But we're sending her so much love. That's so sweet. So your mom is Jamaican.
Yeah, my mom is Jamaican through and through.
And your father is from
Iran, yeah. So my mom left when
right.
she was 17. And that's when she went first to America for a little bit and then to England to study nursing. But growing up, we would go to Jamaica every like couple years or so. But we grew up in a very Jamaican household. You know, my father didn't really share anything about where he came from. I was always curious, but he never really shared much. So we grew up as five Black boys of Jamaican heritage, you know, growing up in New York. And my grandmother from Jamaica raised us as well. She was in the house. She used to be an English teacher. So she's the one who would say, "You little Gino," or like all these things. Yeah. She said, "Don't go up looking out, like hold up, show up," like all this stuff. And she would make the jackass corn cookies, right? Those really hard biscuits that could
You're
break.
joking. Okay, Mateo, you are more Jamaican than I thought.
No, I'm telling, but so we grew up with again a strong Jamaican heritage. My grandfather was almost an MP. Yeah. He almost became an MP, but he lost to a white Jamaican named Gallimore. Yeah.
Wow, I have some friends with that name. So and yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same family.
Probably. So anyway, so we grew up with those traditions. And again, my mom during Christmas would make the Christmas cake, the black cake. We would, you know, have bulla, tons
Bulla.
of hardo bread. Like,
what would you have the bulla with? Have you ever had the bulla with avocado?
So this is the funny thing. My mom was talking to me about this the other day, where she made me some breakfast and I didn't eat the avocado. And she said, a Jamaican would say you're not a real Jamaican. And she said, Jamaicans don't even call it avocado. They call it pear. Pear. She told me this.
Right.
This is last week we had this conversation.
So you have pear, the fruit that you are accustomed to seeing.
Yeah.
I love pears. And then you have pear, avocado. Here,
yeah.
That's what we call it. Yeah. That's a very popular one, you know, having bulla and pear. I know I'm gonna be outvoted again because I seem to be always outvoted here with my food choices. But I actually, when I would sometimes indulge in bulla, I would have bulla and butter. Like, I can't believe it's not butter. They're gonna take.
I've seen bulla and butter. That's what I've seen people eat it with. Me, I've just had it on its own because it's nice and cinnamony and tastes good.
Yeah, it does.
I also love breadfruit.
Okay, wait.
But the real type, it's got to be roasted.
We're going to pull up the song.
All right. What's that, Nikita?
We have to pull up the song. We have to pull up breadfruit. Give me a second.
Breadfruit. Oh.
Who'd you think you were talking to right now? Some just American? Yeah, I got Jamaican roots.
How we do breadfruit again?
What's going on over here? What's going on right now? What's going on right now?
You want to get your breadfruit? Breadfruit. You want breadfruit? Just tell me if you want breadfruit. Breadfruit. You want breadfruit? Get you down to them called breadfruit.
Roast or fry.
Breadfruit.
I can't remember. But there's a whole breadfruit line.
There's a song?
There's a whole breadfruit line. Okay. But here's the true question now. If you don't eat this, I don't know. I'm going to have to reconsider our friendship.
Remember, I'm vegetarian.
Do you eat plantain?
What? Wait, that's like asking if I eat rice and pea. What are you talking about? Of course. What are you? What?
Okay, it's official. You're a fairy gang member.
What do you mean? But I will say, because I make it myself every once in a while, I personally don't slice it. I don't slice it like a Jamaican. Because it's easier for me to slice it like a Dominican or something.
You slice it round. I do that sometimes too.
But my mom always says, "What are you doing?" You know, I grew up with it being
yes, you're supposed to slice it like that. Sometimes I even do it on a diagonal.
I can't believe you asked me that. What? Who wouldn't eat that?
I had to be sure, Mateo. If we're gonna go forward with this, you know, what we're developing here, it's something I had to ask.
Watch out, buddy. Watch out.
Mateo, I can't. Okay, back to the questions because we're gonna be here all night and we have to watch the time because we can't have Mateo on here for 4 hours. Because we talk on here for hours, but we're not gonna do that.
You really talk on here for hours?
Yeah. Every Friday that I come on when we don't have an author,
Yeah.
or even after the author, I will say, guys, what will I say? Let me see, let me type it in the chat. What do I say every time, guys? I'm not even gonna say it. Okay.
I'm gonna put this
Okay.
back real
I
quick.
do not say I have a date every time. Okay. Thank you. I'm leaving at 10. Exactly. I'm not staying on here with you all night. Yes. Yeah. No. I give off Rose vibes from Black Book. Really?
Oh, Rose. Okay, if I did have a favorite character, it would be Rose.
Wow. Well, I mean, I really liked her, to be very honest. And
Yeah.
so thank you so much, Sahar. Like, I appreciate that. You know, and Mateo will definitely consider writing a character based on me when when he's sitting down thinking, wow, who are the people I've met in my life that have just impacted me so much? Wow, Shanz, I'm gonna write about her because wow, she's so dynamic. Okay.
So dynamic.
So yeah, Christine had asked, oh dear, lost. Christine asked, what can we expect to see from Mateo? I think that's what she said. Oh, what should we expect next from Mateo, which I think Damien was asking the same thing. We want to know what's coming next, but you already told us.
Well, I dropped a short story today. My first.
Right. So talk to us about that. And then also talk to us about France. Talk to us about Black Book and Moi.
Book and Moi. So my first short piece of fiction came out today. It's the first one that's ever been published. Excuse me. Writing short stories has been something that I've tried in the past, but I felt as though it never really clicked. But this story, I feel as though I've turned a corner and I understand how to write shorter fiction, even though my short fiction is still long. It's like a baby novel, basically. This piece that I wrote, A Harp in the Head, is about, I think, 13,000 words. So yeah, I wrote that because an organization called Underwater New York commissioned it. And they are an organization dedicated to archiving objects found in the New York waterways and helping to commission water-related art. So when they reached out to me, I said, this is just such a different and original premise, just to write about whatever I want, but related to the water. So I went to their website. I looked at all the objects that they have. They have dead giraffes. They have like floating breast implants, guns, dead bodies, animals, ice cream trucks, all things recovered from the water. And I saw a pocket watch from 1897, and immediately I started to see the story pop up into my head. So I wrote it, worked on it, edited it, and I edited it with 4 people from the organization. And that was different for me, having so many people touch a story, but it wasn't a bad experience. And then I spoke about it yesterday, but yes, my first piece of published fiction, and we're keeping it real here, right? So after I wrote it, humbly, I felt as though I had something there. And I said, I'm going to try to flip this in Hollywood too, because Hollywood wants like whatever is original and different, especially if it's coming from a Black person or a person of color. You know what I'm saying? Like, they need this because now they're realizing that we are coming with the most cutting edge content, the most original and exciting content. And now they're realizing, like with Black Panther, right? Shout out Chadwick right there, that they can make money off of it. So after I finished it, I said, I think that's something, I think I could flip this in Hollywood. So that's happening right now. So that's the short story, A Harp in the Head. I hope that many of you go and read it. And if you read it, that you feel it.
We'll definitely look out for that. Before we go on to speak about Black Book and Moi.
Buck and Moi, yeah.
Book and Moi.
Yeah.
Somebody asked if Mateo needs a girlfriend. They have on one for him.
I saw that.
I'm sipping my tea. So even though this looks like water, I'm a fairy. So like it's really tea,
Oh, that is
but
water.
I've disguised it. Yeah, it's water now.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
disguised it so that it looks like water to you guys, but really, I'm sipping my tea at that
I'm
question.
drinking water. This is water.
Okay. But are you a fairy though?
No. That, see, in America, that would mean something else. But yeah.
No, but you have to educate us because we've been educating you. So
It's a derogatory term for queer people, for queer men typically. Yeah. Yeah. So watch out.
that's sad because I mean I'm the book fairy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
Anyways, on a brighter note, so please let me know if you do need a girlfriend. We have plenty options for you.
What, you running a brothel over there? What's going on? What's going on?
But the person who asked the question informed me that she has, a candidate. So if you do, you can let me know. I can also let you know that a lot of persons are available who have been staring at you daily on Bookstagram.
Whoa.
and are open to going on a date with you. So, please
Are
let
they
me
Jamaican?
know.
Are they Jamaican?
Yes, is that a requirement?
I mean, it sweetens the deal for sure.
Well then.
Right now she's a matchmaker. Good Lord, you do it all.
I really am though.
Yeah.
I've match made a few people. But
Really?
yeah, okay. I'll send over the profiles. You can have a look at them.
Well, I didn't say I didn't have a girlfriend. I was just curious. Are these people Jamaican or anything? That's Are you okay?
I'm so sorry. I don't know. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Like something went into my throat and like I don't know. But okay. Well, that's I think we need a commercial break.
Commercial break. We're here. We're in this. We're going on 10 o'clock.
So Mateo, so now that you've said it, because I've been skirting around it all night, do you have a significant other?
Listen, some things have to be left private. Some things have to be left private.
I should have just said, so Mateo, do you want the profiles or not?
That would have been a better question, but you already asked one, so now we're off. Nope, you already asked one.
Mateo's like, you lost that one. Okay, so we've already made our own conclusion based on your response. Reggie's here.
Reggie?
Yes.
Oh my guy, Reggie.
Reggie just came on.
Where's Reggie?
Hi, Reggie. Yes, Angie, I agree. And do you find that happening to you a lot? Like, do you find because I said, I wanted to keep the hot seat warm, not too blazing hot, and not to speak into your personal space. But do you find persons asking you questions like that, like, yo, what's up? You single? You dating? You?
Yeah. All of it is flattering. I'm always grateful. I'm also not the type of guy, like maybe when I was younger, I would have taken advantage of it, Right. So that's why I'm happy that I'm older when these things are happening. And understand though, there's levels to this, right? There's levels to this book stuff. It's not like I'm my friend Jason Reynolds in terms of that reach, right?
Yeah.
Or someone like Britt Bennett, who has sold 1 million copies of her books. You know what I'm saying? There's levels to this. But of course, I'm grateful for everything that's happened with Black Book, because there most certainly was a large buzz where it's like, if people didn't know who I was in the literary industry, then they know now. But when it comes to that type of attention, again, I'm flattered by it. I'm happy that I'm older so that I'm not prone to like getting crazy and making mistakes, right? But at the same time, it is, let me figure out, like, give me a second so I can figure out what I'm trying to say. There are times when it could become like a distraction, you know? And me, I'm always, you can tell I'm playful. I like to have fun, right? I have like this child, this child is still, the child is still inside me. But at no point, it's a dangerous game though, where it could go from, oh, this guy Mateo is nice and he's playful and he responds to people, to now he's some weird like flirt or doing this, or he's trying to sell more books. But you know what I'm saying? People can pervert things in so many different ways. So you brought it up earlier. I try to be myself as shamelessly as possible because I am sure of who I am and my intentions. And if anyone ever misconstrues something, that's on them. And if anyone misconstrues
that's a you problem.
That's a you problem.
And a you problem.
Even if it turns into many people's you problem somehow, you never know what could happen, right? That's still not on me because I know who I am. But yeah, I get these types of questions and I'm definitely flattered and this, that, and the other. Yeah.
Yo, I have to say, man, this has been, let me just see if there are any other questions I missed, but I will say that this has been, oh no, we haven't spoken about France. No, we have to talk about that before we move into the end of our chat. Like, tell us, so how did this come about and how did you feel, and how many French words do you know now? And
oh yeah, French words.
What were you eating in that video?
I was eating a waffle. Right here where we're doing this, I was eating a waffle. For me, a waffle is my thing. Like fairies are your thing. Waffles, it's what I eat every morning whenever I'm writing.
Eggo waffles, or is it like waffles from IHOP?
What? No, I'm making these waffles, and my mother gave me
a waffle maker.
It's with a waffle maker, but it's not from like scratch. There's a box, but I have to add eggs and butter and water and
yeah. That's what I mean. That's what I mean when I say from scratch. Lemon.
Yeah, lemon, little lemon peel in it. Come on. But yeah, so it's a real waffle maker. But with France, the book. Listen, right? There's people like my homie Robert, right? Robert Jones Jr. from the Prophets. Robert's book, I think, has been translated into like 24 languages, or it's been in 20 countries, right? You see stuff like that. My friend Nana Kwame Ajay Brenny, who wrote Friday Black years ago, it's been translated into Japanese, mad different languages. Black Buck, I'm very grateful. It's been translated into French. It came out in the UK. It's going to come out in Spain. And I have an inkling that all these other people that said it might not work well in our country is going to change when, like, if it's adapted to the screen, or you know what I'm saying? There's none of this. There's no chip on my shoulder because I'm in deep gratitude at all times. But that also, I'm getting on a tangent, then I'm going to pull myself back. I also don't fall into that trap of, I'm just happy to be here. Give me crumbs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to.
Yes,
as
exactly.
You know, because I can tell that you have.
It's knowing your worth.
Yes, I can tell that you have had conversations about this many times with yourself and with others. So the book, though, with France, we sold it last year. And I've been interacting with the French team a lot more, of course, over the past 2 months. I like them a lot. The thing about France that I've already noticed, and that I can't wait to go when I get to speak about when I get there, is in my limited interactions with reviews and what I've seen is they don't want to talk about race. They don't want to talk about race. We're colorblind. I don't want to
tell you about my experiences in France.
Right? They don't want to talk about race. So when I go over there, I'm respectful because I understand that you don't want to go to someone's house and say, you don't clean your carpet, you know?
Right.
But I'm also going to speak honestly about my intentions with this book. And if they see themselves reflected in it in a poor way, then that's on them. But it's also important to know that there's not just white people in France. It's people that look like me, people that look like you. You know what I'm saying? People,
have you looked on their soccer team?
I have.
Most of them are African.
That's the thing, right? So I'm excited to go over there. I'm excited to speak about the book. I'm excited for people to read it. I actually want to start taking some French classes so I have more of an understanding of what they're saying during translation, because I can tell.
It's also so important to navigate while you are there. Take it from me. There's a certain treatment that you get when you're Black, but they're also very patriotic.
Yeah.
And so when you don't speak French, that's also like, they're very, we don't care. You don't speak French and we're not trying to speak English for you. So, you know, as much French, and I'm sure you're going to have a translator and you're going to have a team. You're not going to just be there like wandering around lost or clueless or, you know, but, you know, as much French as you can learn before you get there would be great.
Well, it's more for me than them. Yeah, it's more for me than them. I also, like, I'm not afraid of any of these people. Like, who are you? You know. Also, I don't try to anticipate bad situations or bad things occurring, even though my mind can go there, but I always get it back on track. Again, I am sure of what I'm doing and my purpose and my intentions. And it's just like, at the end of the day, you're never going to see me arguing with someone in the comments. You're never going to see me arguing with someone really in person, because I could very easily not care enough, especially if I don't know the person.
You're
like we were talking about how that man had said those things to you, right? Yeah. I think about that. I think about that often. And the other day I was meditating on this and I came to the conclusion that you really only hear the noise if you're tuned into a lower frequency. And there's so many people who try to bring us to that lower frequency for a variety of reasons, whether they're jealous, whether they feel threatened, whether they just don't like you, right? Or sometimes it has nothing to do with you, right? But there's so many people out here, intentionally or unintentionally, who are trying to throw us off of our path. And I'm not going to allow that to happen. I'm also not going to get mad at them. Now, to keep it real, I might be like, screw that person. But then I'm not going to really think about them all that much afterhand, because they are trying to slow me down. And as you know, it's hard enough to get through your doubts, to get through that thought of, is this stupid? When I posted that French video, I had those thoughts. Yo, people are going to think that this is stupid. Like, it's going to look stupid. It's going to make me look stupid. It's going to make me think like this.
The thing is, it will. Night, Sam. Thanks for coming. Night, Mateo.
Bye, Sam.
The thing is, Mateo, it will look stupid to somebody.
Without a doubt.
And, you know, the thing is, and this is what we were talking about earlier with you being unapologetically Mateo, is that you are doing this and you are comfortable with what you're doing. And, you know, there are a lot of people who thought, this is so interesting. Like, he's just there eating his waffle and here is this French woman translating. Like, there are people who are like, this is art.
Yeah. Well, it was supposed to be funny, and it's playing on that thought of that French people have of Americans that were stupid and that we don't speak their language at all.
I know. I saw all of that.
I felt comfortable with that. And it's funny because the French woman who was here, she doesn't live too far from me, and I worked with her before on something else. She said, you know what? Many French people do think this way. So this is going to resonate with them. But I felt comfortable enough to do that because, again, I know who I am. And it's just like, if people see it and they get what I'm doing, then great. If they don't, then so what? None of this is the end of the world. And I don't mean to always, as some of us do, put it in this context, but this is child's play compared to what our ancestors had to do. And also, we're all going to die. So come on. Like, come on. Do what you got to do. Let's go.
But it's like, we're all gonna die. So
And we're not cutting cane. Yo,
Do what you gotta do.
when we talk about enslaved people in Jamaica, right? And we don't play the trauma Olympics, but when I was younger, I'd go to Jamaica and my cousin would be like, yo, you want to go slice some cane? I'm like, yeah, man, let's check it out. My hands were bleeding from the leaves, from those itchy leaves, right? And also hacking with the cutlass, right? I wasn't good. But when we talk about slavery in Jamaica, right? When the weather is not changing year round, or sometimes, but it's like it's warm. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I think about that, I'm like, yo, of course, everything is relative. We all have our own trials and tribulations and difficulties, and we can't play the trauma Olympics. But I feel just like you, just like so many of us, we have strength encoded into our blood. And if we trust it, the blood will guide us always.
I literally tell people all the time, and I'm not trying to play down the trauma Olympics, but a lot of the time, so you know the story of Nanny of the Maroons.
And Cujo.
Nanny of the Maroons, who took the bullet in her bottom. You know the story. So I always tell people, boy, Nanny never take the bullet in her bottom for us to be living this life. Like she took that bullet in her bottom so that we could be free, not just physically free, but free in our thoughts, free in our mind, open to exploring opportunities and avenues. Like our ancestors in slavery fought knowing that they may never see the freedom that they were fighting for, but they fought for that because they saw the bigger picture, and they fought for us to be able to write books and travel and see the world as Black people traversing. So, you know, I definitely am 100% here with you on that. And with that said, oh no, sorry.
What's that? Is that
my mic?
Oh my God, I thought you were huffing glue. I thought you were about to open up and give it a go.
Nobody.
Like, whoa.
Nobody.
Okay.
I am not. And with that said, we have come to the end of yet another episode of Friday Night Bookish Lime Author Chat. We are so thankful that our guest author for tonight, Mateo Askaripour, could take the time to sit with us to talk about everything and anything. Mateo, we thank you so much for coming on behalf of the Fairy Gang. Okay, but seriously though, Mateo,
Shanz.
I'm not going to lie. This is one of the best limes.
Wow.
I've ever had.
Thank you.
I had such an amazing time. Like
Same.
I could talk to you till midnight. I feel like we have to bring you back for a part 2 where I do a Jamaican trivia or something.
Yeah, sure.
Because honestly, I had a blast.
This was fun.
May I take a minute or so just to flatter you, to say that the reason I do these author chats, as you notice, we didn't really speak in depth about the book itself. The reason I do these author chats is because it is important that as readers, we have a perspective and we have context. And it's one thing to take up a book and read it and be like, oh, wow, I loved the writing. This book was so good. I love these characters. But then it's another thing to know the person behind the book. And I loved the book, but I love you more. Mateo, you are truly dope, truly awesome.
Damn.
I know I speak candidly on behalf of everyone to say that we had a blast, and we are going to work on your care package. We got you. We're going to take care of you.
Wow.
So you can shoot me your address
Sure.
afterwards. And Thank you. Thank you so much. Can you just tell everybody before we take a picture, because you and I have to take a picture.
Yes.
Can you just tell everybody how they can get Black Book? And remember, you and I need to talk.
Yes, we will talk. You can get Black Buck from, I want to say everywhere books are sold, but we need to work on that in Jamaica. So wherever you have gotten books in the past, you can likely get Black Buck there. If not, reach out to Shanz and we'll figure it out. But Shanz and everyone here, I want to thank you for your time. It's a two-way street. I understand that I'm the author, but we have all spent time together that we're never going to get back. So I'm just happy that you found it valuable and worthy of your own life minutes. And the honor was truly all mine. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And mad shout out to Mrs. Askaripour. Thank you so much for tuning in. Even though you were a silent partner, we were so happy to have you on. And I know, I must say, you must be beaming. You must be so proud of this young man right here. He is out there, you know, showing the world that you bring him up good. That him raised good. And hopefully one of these days we can have a talk. And also, Mateo, I will send you, I'm not sure if you saw the Gleaner article that I did for the Jamaica Gleaner. That's one of our local papers. Mateo, Black Book, I had chosen it as one of the top 10 reads.
Oh, wow.
For 2020.
What?
Yeah, top 10.
Tell me that.
Top 10 reads by Caribbean authors for 2021. And
wow.
Black was one of the 10.
Shanz, I'm going to need your help here. I mean, I know you got a whole team, but we can't let people forget that the Jamaican roots run strong, because I wouldn't be here without that. And I mean it.
This is the beginning of our, beginning of our partnership.
For real. Like, I'll fly over there and maybe we could set up some events where you and I do like a little tour throughout the island. I know it's not the biggest island, but it's not the smallest. We could do something, right? Our own tour.
I have the
perform and we have conversations. Oh my God.
Jelly man. Oh, yes.
And let's invite that guy who didn't like your album. We'll invite him to sit front row. Tell him he get VIP.
I can't. Mateo, we love you and we hope to have you back.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. And I
got it. I already clicked it.
Admin just sent you.
Thank you, admin.
We got my team. A team.
You said you wanted the photo, right?
Yes, the photo.
See, I'm on admin.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. Wait, I have to unshine.
Unshine, yeah, me too. Ooh. Right. What a great Friday, everybody.
Nothing to worry about.
We just wanna be live. Stars in the sky, so bright. You and I, you never know if you don't try.
One of Nakita's favorite songs.
Where did Shanz go? Where did Shanz go?
I'm here. So that was me. Okay. I think I unsheened. Okay. Mateo, you're blocking your face.
Oh, sorry.
Right.
Tell her why.
Renee, tell me when you're ready.
Okay, on 3, 1, 2, 3.
I need a side. Wait, we have to do silly faces. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Got that one.
And then one nice one.
All right.
Okay, got it.
Awesome. Thanks, Mateo. So we have a lot to discuss.
Yes,
so
yes, ma'am.
You and I will talk about that ASAP. Actually, strike while the iron is hot.
That's right.
So I'll message you, or you'll message me Monday.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I'll allow you to enjoy your weekend. Maybe you're going to some more shows, or
it's time to work. No, it's work weekend. I'm working.
Oh, it's work weekend. Okay, just in case you're hanging with your other.
My what? Listen, the last thing I'll leave you with is if I was with someone, I wouldn't not claim them publicly. I feel like that would hurt them. So that's all I'm going to say. And with that, I'm out.
Bye, Mateo.
Peace.
Oh my gosh, guys, it is 10:02. Wow. If you enjoyed that author chat with Mateo, please drop the fairies in the chat. Drop the fairies in the chat. I think it's so beautiful, but I think that I'm definitely going to close the night early today because I think we had such a wholesome, hearty conversation just now with Mateo. Wow, this was crazy. Like, I had so much fun. I hope you guys had fun too. Just want to run a few quick things with you guys. Remember that we are going to be reading Yinka, Where is Your Husband? I'm doing a giveaway of a copy of Yinka, Where is Your Husband? In the upcoming week. So if you're not already following me, follow me so that you can, your book fairy, if you notice, I've been doing giveaways like crazy. My aim is to not just bring the community together, but to be able to provide you guys with books. So every opportunity that I can get to partner with the authors or to partner with the publishers to bring books your way, you know that your fairy is gonna go on and do that for you. So I will be doing a giveaway for Yinka. And next month we had decided based on the poll that we will be doing The Day I Fell Off My Island. I'm sorry guys, all of you who had voted for Real. Real did not make the cut, but maybe we will do a heated romance sometime this year. In the interim, The Day I Fell Off My Island is what we'll be discussing in April. And guess what? Yvonne Bailey Smith will be joining us to talk about the book. So I'm like over the moon, and she's based in the UK. So for her to agree to do this in the hours of the morning, that's crazy. Also, we will be talking with Lizzie Blackburn, author of Yinka, Where is Your Husband? But unfortunately, she won't be able to make it in our body read time. So we will be doing an unofficial body read video of a discussion with her. If you are interested as a member of the Fairy Gang in coming to that private recording, please send an email or a DM rather, sorry, to Renee. That's at Goldene. Renee, can you put your hashtag, your handle in the chat? Please send a DM to her to let her know so she can collate the list so we can have you on. We won't have a large, group, but we just want to have some persons there while I interview Lizzie to discuss Yinka. So remember April, The Day I Fell Off My Island. April 1, we will be having our author chat with Miriam. So we're bringing Miriam back, and we had such a great time with her for our body read. So I know that you guys are going to enjoy the conversation that we have with her. And then we will be talking to Leonie Ross from This One Sky Day for our second author chat for April. And then we will go into The Day I Fell Off My Island for April. So in the meantime, read up your Yinka. We'll be discussing that. I think it's May 25th. So read up on your Yinka. If you haven't gotten The Day I Fell Off My Island, you can go ahead and order it. Maybe I'll be doing a giveaway. That's to be confirmed. And I think that's it for tonight, guys. We're gonna save save the excitement chat for next time. Nakita and I will be on to discuss all of the things. We're gonna decompress this conversation with Mateo at our next sitting. Whoa, when we bring it out. Dun, 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 dun. And with that said, thank you all for coming. We have come to the end of yet another amazing Friday Night Bookish Live. If you enjoyed this, please remember to subscribe to my new YouTube channel, Shanz the Book Fairy. This video will be up. Or video or author chat with Celeste Mohammed, author of Pleasant View, is now up. Or chat before that with Sherry Jones, author of How the One-Armed Sister Sweeps Her House, is now up. So please subscribe. This will be up. And share the news with everyone that the Fairy Gang will be here April 1, talking with Miriam Chansey. I love you all. Toodles noodles. Bye-bye.